E.N.D here. We are in the final day of the spoilers for Throne of Eldraine. This is day 12, and let's see today what new cards have been spoiled. As I said, today is the final day of the spoilers. The set is fully spoiled. Tomorrow, Wizard of the Coast will release the full set. Therefore, let's see what are the last few cards that have been spoiled, so that for every good fairy tale, everyone will live happily ever after. Kenrich's transformation. This is one of the promo for 1 and 1 green. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature with base power 3/3. Locthwain Paladin for 3 and 1 black. It's a human knight. It's a 3/2. It has menace. It has adamant. That means that if 3 black mana were spent to cast this spell, Locthwain Paladin enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. If you don't use 3 black mana, it gets in the battlefield as a 3/2 human knight with menace. Foreboding Fruit for 2 and 1 black. It's a sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. It has adamant. If at least 3 black mana were spent to cast the spell, you create a food token. So Tiny for 1 blue. It has flesh. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -2/-0. It gets -6/-0 instead, as long as its controller has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Rosestone Halberd for 1 green. It's an artifact equipment. When it enters the battlefield, you attach it to target non-human creature you control. The equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has equip 5. For 1 green, and you attach it to a non-human creature, is a very good spell, especially in limited. Mysterious Sanctuary. This is a land. It's a common land. You tap for 1 blue. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands. When it enters the battlefield, if it enters untapped, you may put target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. Festive Funeral for 4 and 1 black. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. Locthwain Gargoyle for 1. It's a 0/3 artifact creature gargoyle. 4. It gets +2/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. Deathless Knight. This is a 4 mana hybrid between black and green. It is a skeleton knight. It's a 4/2. It has haste. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Resolute Rider, a 4 casting cost with hybrid mana between white and black. It's a human knight. It has a 4/2. For 2 hybrid mana between black and white, it gains lifelink until end of turn, and for 3 it gains indestructible until end of turn. In few words, if you can cast both of them together, it gains lifelink and indestructible at the same time. Very powerful limited spell. Fabled Passage. This is a land. This is a rare land. Tap. You sacrifice it. You search your library for a basic land. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. If you control 4 or more lands, untap that land. We have for this card the extended art, and I cannot stress how beautiful these cards are and how expensive these cards will be in foil. Especially, you can only find these cards in the collector booster packs, not in the normal draft booster packs. That's why these cards will be extremely expensive. This particular land, I want to stop a little bit here to discuss a little bit this land. Unfortunately, in my opinion, Wizard of the Coast have really missed regarding this card. This could have been a very good fetch land in standard, but obviously you have to sacrifice, you have to search, and entering in the play tapped, it's a very big disadvantage. The only advantage you have that if you have 4 or more lands, it enters the battlefield untapped. casting the spell at turn 4 or 5, it's a little bit difficult, and I don't think this card will see a lot of play both in Standard and both in Modern. It's a pity Wizard of the Coast lost a very good opportunity to give us a fetch land in Standard. Return of the Wise Speaker, 4 and 1 green, it's an instant. Choose one, draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. Non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. I have to stop a little bit again here. This card represents Garruk being freed from the curse of the Chain Veil that Garruk was cursed during Innistrad by Liliana Vess. The curse is broken. It's a very nice card depicting that finally Garruk is free from the cursed veil. We have the same card in extended art. Beautiful cards, extremely expensive cards, extremely beautiful in foil. Hushbringer, this is another rare card. For 1 and 1 white, it's a 1/2 flying lifelink fairy. Creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. It's a very good card, especially against Yarok. Last, and we cannot finish the spoilers of Throne of Eldraine without a Happily Ever After. Yes, this card is Happily Ever After. Beautiful card. 2 and 1 white, this is a rare enchantment. Let's read together what this card does. When Happily Ever After enters the battlefield, each player gains 5 life and draw a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 5 colors among permanents you control, there are 6 or more card types among permanents you control and or cards in your graveyard, and your life total is greater than or equal to your starting life total, you win the game. It's a beautiful card. It's a complex card to read, even to pull what you need to do. In very basic words, you need to have more life than your starting life total. You need 5 colors among permanents you control, and you need to have 6 or more card types among permanents you control, both in the battlefield or in the graveyard. If you have those 3 conditions, you win automatically the game. That's Happily Ever After. I hope that Throne of Eldraine will be a beautiful set, a beautiful experience for everyone out there, everyone that like Magic the Gathering, and Throne of Eldraine will be a Happily Ever After set.